Hey everybody, my name is Jonathan Hopper and I will be your professor this semester. What I would like to do here real quick is provide you with a brief overview of our class and sort of what you can expect as we move forward. Just sort of talk about the high points and what you'll see coming. Alright, first we're going to do Biology 103. Now, this is how this looks at the moment. You are seeing this video hopefully with this push down in the video here right on the home page. Because when you come to the homepage, the first thing I want you to see is this video so that you can click on it and basically get the idea of what we're going to be doing and where as we progress. Now, most of this stuff is new and has been added in by the college. This is all built by those guys. Feel free to run through all of it. It seems relatively helpful, so knock yourself out. I even went in here and have put in a short bio and some other information that they asked for. So it's all there and handy for you. I will, however, jump straight into your official syllabus. Now, you need to go through and read this syllabus. All right, it's handy. Most of this, again, is not done by me, but it's handy, and there's a lot of good information in there that you might need as we progress. I am going to point out a few key concepts, and then we're going to move on from there. Now, first key concept. This is an online class, all right? We will not have any face-to-face meetings. I will, however, host weekly Zoom meetings, at which time I will go over potential test material. I post study guides for all of my biology classes, and I will go over those study guides during the Zoom meetings, and they will be very helpful for you. So attending the Zoom meetings will be very helpful. This is an online class, and you can do the materials for the class and take the tests basically whenever the heck you want. I will put some time frames in, but basically whenever you want. But I will host Zoom meetings, at which time you can come on and we can talk about the class, and I can help you kind of pass if you're not doing as well as you'd like. So pay attention to that. You'll be seeing those post up as we progress in the announcements, which we'll get to in a second. Now, materials. You should get the lab manual. All right, having the lab manual will be a very good idea. I feel like they might have an online version of the lab manual now that you might be able to access. If you can do that, that'd be fabulous. Or alternatively, if you can get this thing sent to you or come pick it up from Shelton, having that lab manual. I'm going to use the lab manual for everything, so you need to have that lab manual. Very handy, very handy. Now the textbook, they're giving you three options here. You can have an e-text with 18 weeks of access, 24 months, or yeah, 18 weeks of access, 24 months of access. That doesn't seem right. Regardless, online e-text, or alternatively, you can get the real book on paper for your usage. Now, if you are going to read and use the book, this is a great idea, all right? However, all of my test questions will come directly from the lecture. This would help you. So if we cover a lecture on photosynthesis and you've read through the study guide on photosynthesis and you've listened to that lecture, you've paid attention, you've done my quizzes on it that we'll be talking about soon, and then you were to read the text, it would really boost your test scores. All right, I have no doubt that if you would purchase the textbook and read it, it would drastically increase your grade in the class. However, if you're not going to read the book, then maybe this is money that could be better spent elsewhere. Totally up to you. I would highly recommend that you have a textbook to read. They are good texts, but it's not something I'm going to be assigning questions out of. All right. Here is my information if you need to get in touch with me. Here I am. Here's my email. This is where I'm located on a weekly basis. And this is my phone number. Email me if you want, but probably better is this inboxing tool. So you can just come right over there to Canvas and send me a message via the inbox, and I tend to get on it real fast. So do it in that fashion. If I were you, that's how I would contact me. Just some information about the classes, information about when final exams and things are hosted, some other concepts, course policies, etiquette, computer skills, all this fun stuff as we progress. Academic misconduct, We are going to really be cracking down on this time through, folks. I don't expect to be able to get away with a whole lot. We're going to be taking some steps, all right? Going to be taking some steps, and otherwise you're going to be not very happy at the end of the semester. All right, attendance policy, it's an online class, but if I were you, I would pause this video right now and pop over to the assignments window. I believe is where you're going to find this the easiest. And when you go in there, there's an attendance quiz. This is very short and basically just says that you are in the class and you know that this is a class you're taking. Click on it and just click through. 3 free points, freebie points. You got to do it immediately though. So pause this video, do this right now, right now. All right, and we're back, back to the official syllabus specifically. The next main thing I would like to point out to you that's very, very important. You know, this is all fun stuff, but this is the point. Okay, here is your schedule for the class. This outlines everything we're going to be doing and when. So this is by weeks. So the week of the 24th, the week of the 31st, the week of June 7th, the week of the 14th. That's how this is done. If you want to know what you should be covering and when, this calendar, all right, this calendar outlines everything we're going to do and when we're going to do it. You want to know when the first test is? It's going to be on here, all right? Want to know when the first lab exam is? It's going to be on here. You want to know when we're covering photosynthesis? Well, that's when you're supposed to be covering photosynthesis. It's all here, okay? This is going to tell you, this calendar is going to tell you exactly when and where we're doing everything. All right, hold that thought. I can come back over here. Here's announcements. You're going to be getting numerous announcements from me. I'll be posting up announcements constantly about when we're hosting Zoom meetings and what you should be doing and when, keeping you up to date on assignment dates and things, when you're supposed to be getting certain things done and into me. So pay attention to the announcements. They're going to be kind of hard to avoid because I think it emails you, and when you log into our homepage, it'll pop up sort of over here in the corner. So you'll be seeing that very soon. Okay, so there's announcements. I'm going to come down to modules. All right, modules is the meat of the class. If you want to know what we're doing, here it all is. Modules is going to be the home for pretty much everything you're going to do in the class. All right, here I have contact and Zoom hour type things. Like this is going to be all filled out as we progress. To help you, it's all the same information that was in the syllabus. I went ahead and put the calendar in here. Again, this is the same information from the syllabus, but I like to have everything centrally located for you. So it's right there in modules. Modules is going to be the home for all that we do as we progress. Let me get rid of this. Hang tight. All right. Here I also have all of my video links. So what you have is YouTube syllabus video, which I'm going to post this in as well, a YouTube lecture video set, and YouTube lab videos. Now I'm just going to open one of these in another window. So I've opened the YouTube lecture videos. And what you'll find is, this is all of my lectures for the entire class. They are all here. They're all outlined. If you knew everything in these videos, you could make a 100 in my class. It's all there, every bit. For instance, here's Lecture 1, Biology 103, A View of Life and the Scientific Method. Lecture 2, Lecture 3, Lecture 4. These are part and parcel of the first exam. Now you can see Test 2 materials. Okay, there's Lecture 5, 6, 7, 8, all for the second exam. And then all of the final materials are there. Okay, it's all there. I'm going to go back over to our modules, and what you'll find is, here is Lecture Test 1 materials. Here's the PowerPoint that matches this lecture. So here's the lecture. Here's the PowerPoint that matches it. If I were you and I was taking this class, I would print this thing out, watch the video. It's a YouTube video, so you can just click on that thing and it'll pop up on YouTube. Hang on, we got a commercial. And back from commercial. So this is the video. Up, guys, and welcome to your first lecture in biology. It will go through the entire lecture. From those plants will be converted into ATP. basically telling you everything that's important, outlining things in the way I would like to have it outlined. This is the good stuff, all right? So if I were you and I was trying to do well in this class, I would print out this PowerPoint. Again, you can just click on it and it'll open right up as a PowerPoint. It'll probably take a little time because of my connection. It's 15.4 megabytes after all. That'll open up as a PowerPoint. You can print it out, and then you can click on these videos, and you can watch the video, take notes, and that's really going to help you, okay? Really going to help you be successful in the class. Now, yeah, there it is, right there, boom. Now, further, in this Lecture Test 1 Materials module, we got first, second, third, and fourth lectures and a study guide. That study guide is very handy. And look at this thing, man. Look at this. If we can get it to open quickly. It's going to go and tell you the main things I think are important about Lecture 1. There it is. Like, wow, there it all is. Here's all this important stuff that or the most important stuff that I find in Lecture 1. Here's Lecture 2, all right, Basic Chemistry. It's going to go through and it's going to outline the stuff that I find most important in Lecture 2. So you can print the PowerPoint and take notes using the lecture videos, okay? Go back through them and evaluate them based off of the study guide, and this is going to really help you to understand the materials that are coming in the class, all right? Now, that's modules. That's how that's done. Next is assignments. You've already seen this, but all your quizzes are going to be on here. What I like to do is I have one quiz per lecture. Okay, you can see these are little 10-point quizzes. There's nothing fancy happening here. These are open notes, open book, open whatever. But what I would do if I were you is I would open the quiz. I would go through and answer it as best as you can without looking at your notes. So study, study, study. Try to take the quiz without looking at your notes. And then go back and check your work before you submit it. So prior to submitting it, if I were you, I would go through and look at my notes, use the internet, use whatever you want to use, I don't care, and make sure you got all the right answers. There's no reason that you can't use this to help you study, and that you can't use this to get all perfect scores as you go through the class, all perfect lecture scores as you go on these quizzes, and it's going to vastly increase your grade in the class, all right? I see folks all the time, and I shouldn't even say this, but it's true, that don't do particularly well on my tests, but they've done perfect on all their quizzes, so they pass my class, okay? I don't want to have the tests be the end-all, be-all of the class. So if you do well on the quizzes, it's going to really help you get through the class, okay? And the quizzes are going to outline sort of what's important in the chapters as well. So you've watched the lecture and taken notes, you have looked at the study guide, and you've done the quiz. Hey man, you're ready for the test, okay? You're ready. Now, there are also lab quizzes, okay? You're going to have labs as well. So let's jump back to modules here. Back to YouTube links and syllabus and go to YouTube lab videos. Now, I went through and made some great videos with one of my cohorts, and these are very handy lab videos. Not only are all of these videos here for you, but back to modules, you will find lab midterm information here, okay? So I've got a study guide for the lab test already up there. Here is the online worksheet for the first, second, third, and fourth labs. Like, they're all here. I've a little bit of PowerPoint for the fourth lab. Like, I've got a variety of materials to help you do well in the labs. And if I were you, I would probably have my lab manual. So watch the lab video, look at your lab manual, and then use these worksheets. And if you can answer all the questions on these worksheets, hey man, you're going to be doing pretty dadgum good come time for the exam, okay? These worksheets are really going to help you get what you need out of the class. And then further, again, in assignments, lab quizzes. So it's all here. Let's jump back into modules and back to the calendar, and here we go. So what you're going to do is For instance, the first week of class, you're going to cover characteristics of life. Then we're going to jump into the 31st. We're going to do scientific method and chemistry. Also that week, you'll be doing safety and metric system in lab. Just keep up with what I have on the schedule, and you're going to be in good shape. Okay? I'll be sending you messages constantly as this progresses, so just prepare yourselves. All right. So we have done modules, we've done assignments. Now we need to talk about the necessary evil that is Honor Lock. All right, Honor Lock is run through Google Chrome. You'll have to have a Google Chrome operating system. Along with this, you will have to have a webcam. And for my class, to make sure that we decrease the capacity for cheating, you're going to have a mirror in place as well when you take your exams. I'm not asking for much here, folks. 5 times in the semester. That's 3 lecture tests, 2 lab tests. You're going to have a computer that'll run Google Chrome. You're going to have a webcam. And you got to have a mirror behind you so I can see what your hands and screen are doing. All right? So I want the camera on the computer is looking you in the face. I want a mirror behind you where I can see what you're physically doing with your hands while you're taking my exams. And if you don't, I'm going to dock you points. So I'm telling you up front, right now, you got to get all this stuff set up. It's not that complicated, and I'll be posting more information as we progress on the topic. So Honor Lock is where you're going to get all of your major exams. They're all going to be accessed through this using Google Chrome. Grades are here. I can't click on that because it's got all your information on it. But your grades will all be here, and there is a discussions tab as well. If you have questions that you would like to have big discussions with your classmates, that's a good way to do this. Otherwise, you'll probably be communicating with me via announcements. So when I put up an announcement to tell the class about things, you will be able to leave comments and ask questions about those announcements. It'll be a very simple task. And that pretty well does it, folks. So you're going to have 3 lecture exams, 2 lab exams, a quiz on every single chapter we do, a quiz on every lab we do, and then I'll probably mix in some other little assignments here and there as well. So work to be done. This will keep you up on the class as to when things are due. And yeah, that's about the extent. So be expecting announcements from me about opening quizzes and things. Go immediately, if you're still here, go immediately into assignments and get this attendance quiz done. And that should have us pretty well taken care of. All right, thanks folks, and have a good day. Thanks.